Hello, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me today, Wednesday, December the 14th, for Coffee with the Nosy Neighbor. Today marks the last Nosy Neighbor of 2022. That seemed like a fitting time to take a look back at what 2022 held, a little year in review, if you will. So this year came in like a lion. February saw the highest prices in the city's history. The market was hitting the pinnacle of the frenzy of the pandemic. Then everyone looked around and suddenly inflation was everywhere. Prices on food and gas seemed to be climbing week by week. Interest rates started to rise because curtailing soaring real estate prices is one of the most effective ways of controlling inflation, or so I have read. 7 rate hikes later, with rates as high as we have seen them since 2008, the words inflation could be in retreat are being floated around, and that is a very different story from even a few months ago. The impact of these increases on the market has been significant. September of this year saw the lowest number of listings since 2008, and bidding wars are now the exception, not the rule, for the first time in a long time. With low inventory and continually rising rates, although I think we are supposed to be done with those rate hikes for a while, many buyers are left in a wait and see mode. Will prices come down more? Will that offset the interest rates before we see more interest rate hikes? That's what they're wondering out there. Looking back, not just at this year, but at the market since the beginning of the pandemic, the only certainty we have been predicting each year is uncertainty. Once again, the beginning of 2023 finds us in a place we have not been before. What will it hold? I will say this. In times of uncertainty, we see opportunity. It has certainly been my experience over the past few months that there is money still to be made in selling, and that there are some great chances out there for buyers to get into the market. It's a different market out there right now. It takes some careful strategic planning to get the best outcomes. I don't see that changing in the near future. Current sales and listings are down 16% from last year. Now, on that note, I want to take a look at some of the statistics that have been printed this past month. Remembering that these statistics are for the entire city, and so they are skewed, as is the nature of statistics. However, they give a guideline for us. So, with that in mind, detached houses are down 13.8% from this time last year. Again, let's think about the fact that this includes tiny wartime bungalows and giant 3-story mansions, all combined across the city into the same statistic. Semi-detached down 17.7 from last year, townhouses down 4.3, and condos only 1.5% decrease from last year. But if you'll recall, at the beginning of the pandemic, condos, especially entry-level condos, were basically in free fall. They managed to climb back up to about normal last year, and now they've seen just the smallest reduction of all the sort of categories. Overall, sales across the city are down 4.2%. But again, let me reiterate my words of caution. Avoid real estate headlines. Much like these statistics, the headlines can be attention-grabbing, but not necessarily terribly accurate. If something grabs your attention, read the entire article because the content may not fully reflect the headline. Will 2023 bring any changes that put some fire back in this market? I think we're on a slow burn right now, but things changing is actually quite a normal cycle in the market. That's it. That's all I've got to say for this bumpy, tumultuous year in real estate. Please, I hope that you will join me on January 4th for the first Nosy Neighbor of 2023. I'll be taking a look at what's predicted for next year. Thank you for joining me this time and all the times throughout 2022. If you like what you see here, I would invite you to please like my page. If you are thinking of buying or selling, I would love to talk to you about how to make that the most profitable and least stressful experience for you. And that's really it, except I'd like to say happy holidays to everybody. I hope that everybody gets some family time. I hope that everybody stays safe. I hope that everybody gets to eat a lot and get some relaxation. Okay, we'll see you next year, and thank you so much. January 4th. Okay, bye now. Oh, remember, it's better in the bill.